I've been interested in horses since I was about 5 years old because they're pretty. Is that good? I did not want to work with horses when I was a kid. I totally wanted to be a ballerina. Then I wanted to be a firefighter. And then I wanted to go to the moon. And then I came back to the real world. And when I was about 14, I decided I wanted to work with horses. It was actually working with horses or going to the military. But then I didn't want to get shot. So I decided horses. Okay, so this is gonna get all sappy now. Anyway, why I got a horse. When I was 17, my dad was diagnosed with cancer, and the last thing I remember him telling me before he got really sick was to follow your dreams. And I always wanted a horse. So when I turned 18, I got the life insurance money from when he died, and since he always told me to follow my dreams, I decided to buy a horse. And that's how I got Dale. When I first bought Dale, my middle sister told me I was crazy. And that my horse was going to kill me. Which there were times I thought he was. But no, they've generally been pretty supportive because, I mean, my oldest sister chose dogs, so she understands, like, the love of the animal. First started boarding my horse Dale, the lady was an older lady, and she used to be a farrier, and she made me want to be a farrier. So when I graduated high school, I was 18, and I decided instead of going to college to go to farrier school. A farrier is pretty much a horse pedicurist. You trim their feet, make them look pretty, because their feet grow like fingernails, so you have to cut them or else they get really long. It benefits the horse because it's like walking around with your toenails really long. It hurts. And if they walk on their feet, like if their feet are super long, it screws up their bones and their tendons and their muscles. I told people that I was going to horseshoeing school, and I actually had one little boy said, if you like horses so much, why are you shooting them? Most people thought it was really cool after I explained what it was, because everybody knows how much I love horses. When I went to farrier school, I only was there for 6 weeks. Their program, you can either go for 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 16 weeks, and I could only afford the 6 weeks. But while I was there, I learned how to forge horseshoes from scratch. That was grueling work because it was the middle of the summer and it was like 110 degrees outside, and we were using the forges that are, hot enough to melt metal. So it was really hot. And I also learned how to trim their feet, how to put horseshoes on. And we went to a lot of different barns to work with the horses. And we actually had one guy that we showed up, and there was me and 2 other girls and 2 guys, and the guy said that the girls weren't allowed to work on the horses. He did not want girls touching his horses. Yeah. So our teacher, who was also in the military, told him that either all of his students were working on his horses or none of them were. So he said that we could leave. Most horses get their feet trimmed every 6 to 8 weeks. So depending on how many clients I have at the time. Right now I have like 4 or 5 clients, so I pretty much go like once or every other week to a different barn. It's not my full-time job, so. in the morning, I get up and I come out to the barn and I give all the horses their grain, and then I put all their hay outside of their paddocks, and then I put them all outside, and then I fill up all their water buckets and make sure all their troughs are full, and then I put hay and grain in their stalls, and then I clean all their stalls and put bedding in them, and then I go to the other barn and do it all again, and then I come back here, and normally I ride my horses, and then I put them bring all the horses back in for the evening. I think when I get older, hopefully either I marry rich or get a really good job, but I would like to work with horses the rest of my life. I do a lot of things with my horses, but mainly what I do with him is competitive trail riding. It's during like the warmer months, but we go to these different state parks, and basically what it is you get vet checked before you go out on the trails, and then you lose points for a whole bunch of different stuff, but you have to make it back in a certain a set time limit, and you have certain trails that you have to follow, and then when you get back you get vet checked again, and whoever has the most points wins. You start out with 400 points, and whoever has the most points wins. I mean, it's super fun. This year we're going for 30 miles. Yeah, so this should be interesting. And we go to horse shows too. I actually don't show them in 4-H. I have a lesson girl that shows them in 4-H. But I personally don't like showing, but she has fun, so he does that too. I would like the world to know that, because I know there are a lot of people that are scared of horses for no reason other than they're big. Horses, if you meet the right horse, they can be scary, because not all horses are trained well. But most horses, they're not scary animals. They're just basically big teddy bears. At least mine is, anyway.